Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to configure OSPF protocol. OSPF is a linked state protocol, and that is the way it works is that it sends all the data to all the routers. So each router will send all the data it received to all the other routers, and this will consume lots of bandwidth. For example, router 1 will send all the data that it received to router 2 and router 3. Router 3 will send all the data that it receives to router 1 and router 2. This will consume lots of bandwidth. So to solve this problem in OSPF, one router is configured as designated router. So all the other routers will send their data to only designated router. And if the designated router goes down, there is another router which is backup designated router will replace the designated router. And how a designated router is elected? One way is it is elected dynamically. The first router that OSPF is configured on it will become designated router. Okay, let me configure OSPF on our routers. Here we have only one area, that is area 0. And for configuring OSPF, we have to follow this formula. Router OSPF process ID, which is a number between 1 and 65,535. Then network, directly connected network address, wildcard mask, area ID. Area ID is a number between 1 and 1007. And what is wildcard mask? Wildcard mask is a global subnet mask minus the subnet mask of the network. For example, here all the fast Ethernet interfaces network are connected to 192.168.60.0 CIDR 29. So the subnet mask is 255.255.255.248. When we subtract it from global mask, we will reach to a number that is 0007. This is our wildcard mask number. Let's configure OSPF here on our routers. Enable conft router OSPF process ID 1 network. Only one network is directly connected to router 3, and that network is 192.168.60.0 CIDR 29, which is 0007 area 0. Now router 1, enable conft router OSPF 1 network 192.168 60.0 0007 area 0 network 192.168 50.0 0003 area 0. End. As you can see, the adjacency is being configured between these routers. As you can see, it is loading to full. Loading is done. Enable conft router OSPF 1 network 192.168 50.0 255 255 255 25 sorry we have to use wildcard mask. That is 0, 0, 0, 3, area 0, network 192.168.0.0007, area 0. Okay, now to see which router is configured or is elected as designated router, we should do show IP OSPF neighbor. As you can see, the router with highest IP address, that is 192.168.60.6, is configured as designated router. Another way to configure the designated router is to configure loopback interface on the router. The loopback ID will be selected as router ID, and router with highest loopback ID will become designated router. Now let's configure loopback address on this router. Enable conft interface loopback 1, IP address 200, 200, 200, 200, 255, 255, 255, 0, and to refresh the OSPF protocol, we could do clear IP OSPF process, yes, and now I want to see which router is considered as designated router. Show IP OSPF neighbor. As you can see, the loopback address 200, 200, 200, 200 is considered as DR now. This is the designated router. Okay, another way to elect the DR is statically enter a router ID. For example, on this router, enable conft, I will enter the router ID statically. Router OSPF 1, router ID, for example, 200, 200, 200, 210, and refresh the OSPF process, clear IP OSPF process, yes, yes. Okay, now let's check which router is considered as designated router this time. Show IP OSPF neighbor. As you can see, this router, this IP address 210 is this time considered as designated router because we entered a higher router ID statically, 210. Another way to configure designated router is priority number. And what is priority number? Let's look at this router here. If we do show IP OSPF interface fast Ethernet 00, we will see that this interface, the fast Ethernet 00 priority number is 1. If we change this priority number to a higher number, this router will become the designated router. Okay, so let's change it. conft interface FA00 IP OSPF priority. As you can see, priority is a number between 0 and 255. So I can choose a number between these two. So I would say 100 and clear IP OSPF process. Yes. Now let's see which one is designated router now. Enable show IP OSPF neighbor. As you can see, the interface with highest priority number, which is 100, is becoming designated router. This one is becoming designated router. And this is the priority number, which is 100. Thank you.